we have a fucking little bit of a CD update. So the last time I did one of these things, as you guys all know, it sort of became sort of a bit of a hot topic in my own brain. I acquired this. I still have it. It's not going back to the store. I did speak to one of the guys over at the record store, and he said no. He said we knew it was a boot or a repro, and he's like, had it have been the actual 1984 OG, it would have been a lot higher. I said, roughly how much? He goes, it would have probably tipped the scales at about 140, 150 bucks at least. And I'm like, shit, that's still less than what it's going for on Discogs. And he's like, but then again, it would have had to vary on the condition and all that sort of jazz. So I went to the other side of town, which really is like 5-10 minutes, if that. And I stopped at a Second Spin, and those guys are always great. They've always got good selections of stuff. And for some fucking reason, it was Judas Priest at drop-off day. Now, I will state for the record that I did try these all out just a few minutes prior to shooting this. 3 of them didn't work in my CD player, and 1 did. That being said, one of them is a little more scuffed than the other. I also don't exactly have the best fucking CD player. Okay. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. You know it's basically shit. That being said, I am on the hunt over the next little bit to try and find even just one of the little small portable ones that has a tape included, because that'd be cool. I'd like to be able to, you know, go outside or even go upstairs in the kitchen or whatever if I'm sitting there and I'm just kind of by myself cleaning the house. Instead of using my phone all the fucking time, I'd like to just throw a CD on, because if I'm buying this shit, I want to be able to play the fucking stuff, right? So, essentially, what I picked up, and I haven't taken the price tags off, simply because in my brain, I've always been wondering about how a lot of you guys over in the UK are able to go ahead and get the stuff for next to nothing. And then I'm like, oh, well, there's no difference. There's no real... It's like, I'm thinking, how are you guys finding this for this cheap? And I'm like, oh, yeah. With the conversion, it would approximately be sort of the same price. Maybe a buck or two difference. So, because I'm in Canada, and you know what, you guys over in the UK are like, I don't know, everything's cheaper over there. It's great. Now, this was a Judas Priest pickup. All of these are Judas, no other band. But I managed to pick this up, and I probably should have grabbed the better copy. But at the time, I was thinking about this versus, you know, and I picked up this, and I've never seen this in the wild, and that's Ram It Down. This record here, people fucking hate the shit out of this record, and it's because they think a lot of it's still some of that glamstone there. Love Zone, I know, wasn't the greatest tracks. Love You to Death was good. Obviously, Johnny B. Good, Blood Red Skies. They've been playing Blood Red Skies live, I guess, with Queensryche. The title track is killer. I've never seen this in the flesh. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever see a lot of these. If it's either like Screaming for Vengeance, you know, British Steel, etc., etc., etc. But, I mean, $4.95 Canadian. I mean, that's probably what, like a couple of quid over in, you know, in the UK, like maybe 1, maybe 2, right? Depends. But yeah, and of course it's got a little bit of a gash out of the jewel case. I mean, here's the thing: if I get a little boombox, you know, just one of them tiny little shits, like, you know, say this big or whatever, you know, and it's got the tape and the CD in it, and I can move it around and it works. Fuck it, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing, like, some guys are like, well, it has to be playable. You know what? I fucking have it in my goddamn collection. Here's the thing. Fuck off. Because you're going to get the odd guy. Not that I ever see into the comments and be like, it should be in perfect condition. Not for $5, it's not. Moving on. Probably one of the bigger records that they put out in the early days. And I'm getting to one of the other ones, and that's Hell Bent for Leather, or in the UK, Killing Machine. Now, I saw a couple different versions of this. I was gonna grab Sin After Sin, but I'm like, dude, I don't want to push it for spending this, because I already spent enough on that record last time. Yeah, this was out in 1978, and this one here was this one here is in 1988. So yeah. Yeah, so 78, 88. 10 years difference between these records. And yeah, no, this is great. This actually, this one here. Oh, and I should go back to the quality of the CD. This is going to be hard, so bear with me. Yeah, no, you're not going to. It almost, like, to some of you guys, that'll look perfect. Oh, no, you might be able to see. Yeah, see, you'll see a couple of scuffs. But like I say, for like next to, I'm not paying much for this stuff. And Hell Bent for Leather. I'm not sure what version this is. I presume it's like a US press kind of thing, or US release. This one's actually not, it's got some scritchy scratches, but nothing serious. Great record. Of course, it's got the green metal Ishi with a 2-prong crown. Evil Fantasies. Title track. Take on the World. Deliver the goods. You know, great stuff, that. And that's the thing, like, I haven't bought any Priest in quite some time. I mean, I have a few copies. I mean, I've got, you know, of course, I got a couple. I can't remember what ones I have. No, I have Firepower. I have Screaming for Vengeance. And I definitely have Defenders of the Faith. I might have another one or two, but I forget now. Anywho, moving on. For some reason, I thought I had another one around here. Anyways, so yeah. Hellbent for Leather was $6.95. And at $7.95, I managed to find this, and this is actually kind of neat. This was at Attic Records. This was done at a Columbia House. I think all of these were actually at a Columbia House, actually. This is the first two records, Rockarola and Sad Wings of Destiny, on one CD. So, essentially, getting this for the price of, and this one's actually in a little bit better condition. It almost looks a little bit, it looks smudged, but again, I don't have a real proper CD player to be able to play this stuff on. But yeah, this is basically the first two on one disc. Now, will I try to go out and get the originals in, like, you know, a proper version? I would imagine so. But I found this for next to nothing. It's like, fuck it, why not? You know, Rockarola. I mean, One for the Road, the title track, Winter Deep Freeze, Winter Retreat, all in the one song kind of thing. Cheater. You know, it wasn't the greatest of records. It really wasn't, because that was more or less written for Al Atkins and not Rob. But, you know, it got recorded and it was done. And then, of course, Sad Wings of Destiny being on here, which a lot of people will classify that as their best record. You know, Victim of Changes, The Ripper, Dreamer, Deceiver, the little small prelude kind of thing, Tyrant, Genocide, Epitaph, and Island of Domination. On a stunner of a record. It's one of Dave Mustaine's fucking favorite records. And last but not least, the record I never thought I would see on CD, in person, out in 1997. This is the one that did play, with very minimal sort of scritchy scratch on it at all. That is Jugulator, featuring the one and only Tim Ripper Owens. This record when it was released, a lot of people were like, what's this going to sound like? And of course, you get the fucking Jugulator on there and all that shit. This here is a Bmg release. And you know, like, the thing is like this here, this is a great record. It came out and people were really sort of excited to see what the scoop was. And it is actually in a different tuning. And I know the record that followed it was, I think, is Demolition. It didn't do so well because it was sort of the same thing as Jugulator, and people just, for whatever reason, didn't like it. So, anywho, that's it for today. Thank you guys all for watching. Like if you like this, subscribe, all that shit. If you haven't yet, you know, it was a good day at the record store. Like I say, I could have walked out with a few more. I probably should have grabbed the better version of Ram It Down, but hey, it's in the collection. And now I get to go find a CD player and CD and tape deck all in one. I'm hoping so, because I'd like to be able to play some of these cassettes, because the last time I tried to play it, it didn't work out so well in that shit box. But hey, you know, live and you learn. Anyways, guys, cheers, and I'll see you soon.